Hello. For my thought for today, I'm in my garden, and the reason for that is because recently in my small group that I belong to, we were asked a question and we were discussing it amongst ourselves of where do you feel closest to God? And my answer was in my garden. And then when I thought about it, it broadened more to be anywhere outside. So here I am, and I've been watching from my kitchen window. I don't know if you can see the tree behind me. You perhaps can't see it very well, but it's a lovely magnolia tree. It's not ours, it's my neighbour's tree. But it's what a gardener would call a borrowed landscape. And you might see that one side of the tree is more bare than the other. Now, another question that we were talking about in our small group was how does God speak to you? And each of us, felt that we heard God's voice in different ways. And my answer was, well, I don't feel that God speaks to me in words particularly. Sometimes he does, but usually it's in a different way. Might be through music or in creation. So from my kitchen window, I watch this tree and notice how it's changing because it's autumn. The leaves are turning to a beautiful colour, and then they will fall, but the actual tree itself isn't changing all at once. So one half of the tree, I say, is more bare as those leaves have fallen, and the other half of the tree, the other side of the tree, still has leaves on it. So I believe that is God speaking to me through this tree, that he is trying to transform me, but it's not all happening in one go. It's happening very gradually, and that's happening as I continue on my journey of faith and try to put into practice the ways of Jesus. I have a quote that I love, and it's from Ingrid Goff Madoff, and the quote is this: God spoke today in flowers, and I, who was waiting on words, almost missed the conversation. And that for me is, it puts it in a nutshell, that God speaks in many different ways. And at our recent Darkness to Light service, Reverend Andy, in his summing up, said to the people who were listening that God might have only spoken to them throughout the whole service in one word or in a piece of music. So there are so many different ways, if we can just open ourselves up to hear God speaking to us. I've had a go at the contemplative prayer, which the main difficulty with that for me is finding time, setting time aside to just be with God. And that's something I'm working on. And also the distractions, that when I do find the time, there are many things that flit into my head. So I'm going to persevere with that as I continue to try to be more like Jesus.